bridge the gap. Communication so real, no cap. A different language for woman and man. Decode the language and you'll understand. Nah, it'll help you out. Rest assured, women have no doubt. Pillow talk, dinner talk. Give you the info to walk the walk. Now, sometimes it's a foreign language. Now know what's up, don't mistake it. This'll help you every situation. Empower yourself, it's liberating, yeah. Communication, don't need no speculation. Just get that clarification, then reconciliation. Man translation, yeah. Man translation, yeah.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Man Translation show where we talk about everything from soup to nuts. Where we talk about cutting edge relationship. We get into deep dives of all kind of stuff in this podcast. So I'm really happy about that because I really wanted us to stand out. I wanted us to be different. So this is why I didn't do a show with my male friends, and I invited my son. This is my son to do a show with me. We are the dynamic duo, the mother and son, because you don't really see a whole lot of mothers and sons. And I wanted to, again, we're going to be talking about, pregnancy and how predatory men trap women to destroy their future. But also, by me coming on this show with my son, it is creating a precedent, because in the African American community, it is not popular for sons to do anything with their mothers without being labeled mama's boys. And so, we come on here and I share my experiences. Dante shares his experiences, and hopefully it will bring some awareness, and really, to more than anything, make you think. So I'm Scott C. I'm CEO and producer. This is Dante V, our relationship and communication strategist. What's up, y'all?
Hold on.
So this subject is, again, we talk about things that you don't really hear people talking about, because I pay attention in life. I try to pay attention because I understand that life is not happening to me, but it's happening for me. So I walk through life with a different type of awareness. I always have. I try not to be the woe is me and why is this happening to me person. I'm trying to figure out, okay, what is life trying to teach me? What is life trying to tell me? Like, why am I having to deal with these situations? What's going on? And because of that, I get a lot of answers because I'm very inquisitive and very curious about things, and things that would destroy other people that I've been through. The stuff that I've gone through would have totally wiped some people out. But because of the grace and the anointing that's on my life and the power that I walk in, I walk through the fire and come out on the other side fire. You know what I mean? And so this is what I really want you all to also be aware of as well. It also brings a great self-awareness. I am my biggest critic. I go to God daily because I want to constantly be a better person. I want to constantly evolve. My number one prayer is, God, show me me. And so I'm always getting smarter. I'm always getting better because I refuse to allow my enemy to conquer me, basically. So this subject, it came up for different reasons. It came up because it happens. We always talk about the gold digger, right? The women that trap men and get men pregnant, but we never talk about men that trap women. Talk about it, Dante.
No, that really is the thing. We touched on it in an earlier show. It is one of those things that does go a lot of times unnoticed. Men, we know what we're doing. I've heard stories. I'm not going to say any names. Of course, we're going to protect the innocent. Um, they, two people, they doing the do, and then all of a sudden, you know that this person brought a condom, but when they finish, you look down, condom on the floor. Like, that's the thing. Men do trap women for various things. Most of the time, it's selfish reasons. They don't want you with nobody else. Try to cancel out the hot girl summer. It's a lot, but it's not really talked about.
I think
Because
it's
once
mainly. I
once
think.
they
Oh, go ahead. Finish, Doctor.
no, it's just basically like once they get you and you get pregnant, that's kind of like it. Like now at that point, you view this property. That's it.
And it's like too, it's control. I found that it's just like it's just really control. And I think the reason I really want to talk about it is because I don't know. I just kept seeing. I just keep seeing all these pregnant people, and it kind of made me reflect on my life. If I hadn't gotten married, I would have never had 4 children. It would have been no way I would have brought 4 kids in the world by myself. It would have been absolutely not nothing you could have said to me that would have made me bring 4 children in this world by 4 different anybody's. That right there just wasn't gonna happen. I was married and
Hmm.
had 3 kids and still don't know where they came from. I don't know how them kids got here. I was there, but I still don't know how them children got here. I don't know where them kids came from. Where did they come from? I don't know. So, I'm just like, I just wasn't, and this is another thing. I just have to be brutally honest. And this is the reason why I grow leaps and bounds. And this is the reason why I'm constantly getting smarter and stronger because I'm honest with myself. I had a conversation with my friend a few weeks ago, and she was telling me about her aunt. Her aunt doesn't have any children. I think that she was telling me how her aunt had moved to Panama. She always told me about her aunt. I love these auntie stories. And I was like, you know what, girl, I never even really shared with anybody that I never wanted to have children. Just like I never wanted to be married. I never wanted to have children. And that's not to say that you don't love your children. That doesn't mean you don't love them. It just means that when you were planning out your life, they were not in the plan. Now, I thought about having maybe one, maybe a boy, maybe a girl. I was leaning more towards a girl. If I had a boy, it was fine, but one. And I think the reason why children was not in the picture was because I never wanted to get married. And my grandmother never wanted me to have children without being married because I came up in the time where, that was a disgrace to the family if you had children out of wedlock. So the reason I didn't want to have children is because I didn't want to be married. And so, once I got married, the children they start popping out like Pop Tarts. Like, where all these kids come from? Dante and his sister are like 5 years apart. Y'all like 5 years apart, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, probably.
So I'm talking about Chiffon. You guys are like 5 years
Yeah,
apart.
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
oh, wait a minute. Wait, wait, wait,
Like
wait.
four, because I'm 85, she's 80.
I know
Yeah.
it's some space in between there because I was like, wait a minute, hold up, wait a minute, hold up, wait. Where all these children coming from? You know what I mean? So it's some space in between him and his sister.
Mhm.
Um, so I cannot fathom in my mind why someone would keep having children that you can't afford. Children are expensive. They cost
Yeah,
money. They cost money.
but they don't look at it's a couple of factors that are being looked at, but the major ones are not.
Right.
The factors is okay. You're looking at the right now. This person's right here. They're right now. They're being supportive now. Um, but of course, things and people unfortunately do change. They're also looking at the fact that their mother or their grandma or whoever the women are did this without a man. So all in all, okay, we'll be okay. We live in a day and age where it's like strong, independent black woman. She don't need no help. and they walk in that, they live in that. So it's like, yeah, it's fine. I'll have the baby. I'll do A, B, C, D. We don't really need him. We don't really need to do this. We don't really need to do that. And that becomes a way of life. That becomes a thing.
I don't know, because the generation before, let me see, like my grandmother's generation, they was having 12, 13, 16, and 17 children. But the man did not leave. He did not leave home. He might have had another family, but he stayed and took care of all those children, because birth control didn't come out to like what, the 70s or something. So my grandmother's generation, they had 10 and 12 and 13 and 14. I cannot imagine. In order for you to have 10 children and 11 and 12 and 13, that means you got to be pregnant every single year. Oh my God.
That was the thing back then. They took that Bible verse, "Go forth and be fruitful," seriously.
Oh
And that's
my
what they did.
God. I cannot imagine being pregnant back to back to back to back to back to back back. No way. No way. Like, oh my God, just the thought of it just is mind-boggling, now. And that's why I don't understand, like, these celebrities, they be having a hard time having children. Something's wrong with that picture. You blow on me, I get pregnant. I remember when Cheryl, my sister-in-law, every time she came around, she was pregnant. I used to be like, girl, listen, don't come around here, because soon as she come around and leave, then that's why y'all are so close together in age.
I didn't realize that we were so close together until
Yes,
later
here
on.
she come, girl. Don't come over here with all these pregnant juices flowing around. And as soon as she leave, I get pregnant. Girl, don't come over here no more with your pregnant self. I don't understand that. These celebrities be having a hard time. They be having to do IV and fertility and all of that. Child. Every Black woman I know is fertile. I'm telling you, don't have no problem.
We can't really talk about Hollywood, because that's a whole different
That's like, what
realm.
is
We don't know
going
what the hell's
on?
going on over
I
there.
have never known. I mean, it's always an exception to the rule, but I have never known
Right.
Black women to have a hard time getting pregnant, ever.
Mm-mm.
Because I know I ain't never had no problems. You know what I mean? For somebody who didn't want any children. And it's another subject that we don't talk about a lot. Women are too afraid, to admit it. It doesn't mean you don't love your children. It just means you didn't plan for them. That's all.
No, I mean, no, that's definitely a thing. But at the end of the day, no one really talks about it, because it's still a choice that was being made.
Right.
I mean, you're right. I mean, I'm with you. At one point in time, like, yeah, I don't want. Not only do I not want kids, I don't want to be married, and I done got kids, and I was married. Like, things change, times change. Like, it happens. Again, like you said, doesn't mean you don't love them.
Yeah.
But also, with that being said, for me personally, that's something that I wouldn't tell them. I ain't want y'all. I still let you know.
No, it's not personal that you didn't want. It's not them specifically.
No. I mean, no, yeah, no, not them specifically. No,
I
but
just look
also,
at it this way. Y'all definitely supposed to be here, because if it was up to me, you're definitely supposed to be here for sure. No doubt about it. I don't think they should. I don't think there's nothing wrong with being honest about it. I don't think I ever told y'all that, but y'all grown now. Y'all don't care. Y'all here.
no, you talked about it when we were kids, when we were older, like not older now, but like high school age. We talked about certain things, and it came up, and it was like, well, damn. All right, well, we're here now, so ain't nothing we can do. Like, ain't like we can get aborted at like 15 and 16. So whatever. Well, that was my approach. I can't speak for the other ones. That's me.
Yeah, I know. I don't know. I guess for me, I just value honesty. I think these conversations are really important to have. Um, so I also wanted to share. I'm not going to share like my whole birthday, but before we get into the subject of why we are here, I think that me sharing my testimony about my birthday is going to segue into the subject matter really nicely. Um, I study a lot of things. I study a lot of different things, and at any given time, um, you just be surprised the things that I'm working on, and it just came to my awareness that like sometimes you know something, but you're not really
Mhm.
paying attention to it. So we talk about these dysfunctional families and growing up in dysfunctional families, and we talk about narcissistic families. Um, I was driving, one day, and God uses anything to get a message to you. He used a commercial on TV,
Mhm.
and he began to talk to me about the labels. And I said I was going to do a show about identity, but sometimes you got to condense things down when you do research. There's so much information. You don't want to come on here and be on here for 3 hours. You want to come on. I want to come on and hit it and move to something else. But he started to talk to me about the labels of the dysfunctional family. And one of the labels that was labeled on me was the scapegoat. So the scapegoat, or the black sheep of the family. And so he was showing me that that's not what I called you. That is not what you're supposed to be, because you don't realize that when you embrace things that you've been called, or a category that you've been placed in, you just kind of go with it. You don't really fight against it. I never really thought twice about it. I just know that I was the scapegoat, as I did the research about the dysfunctional family. um that I would was that. Did anybody ever come out and literally call me that? No. But was I treated that way? Yes. So we go through life being scapegoated, meaning that we don't fit in anywhere we go. We deal with rejection, we deal with abandonment, we deal with the neglect, and it kind of follows us like a cloud, like everywhere we go. And we don't understand that because we were dumped on. The scapegoat child in the family gets dumped on. So all of the issues of the family is like dumped on the scapegoat child. That's the downside. The upside is the golden child is the child that's protected and shielded from everything, given everything, normally has an entitlement. Normally is a very charming and brilliant child and get straight A's in
Mhm.
school and all of that. The scapegoat child is probably all of that too, but doesn't get acknowledged for it. So the upside is the scapegoat child becomes the problem solver. You become very good at solving problems. You become very good at judgment. Your discernment becomes very sharp. Like all of these other things starts to get developed in you. You become very resourceful. You don't really take rejection personally. While other people, rejection just makes them crumble. It's just like, oh my God, nobody likes me. They don't want me to be a part of the group. The scapegoat child be like, okay, cool, deuces. I'm just gonna keep it moving, do my own thing. You learn how to be by yourself. You learn yourself. So it's an upside to it,
Mhm.
but you do not want to go through life carrying the identity of it, which was the thing that he was showing me. So on my birthday, um, it was like I went to the mountain for my birthday. I went to the mountain. Dallas has a prayer mountain, so I drove up to the mountain. And I went like a week before my birthday because I believe in celebrating my birthday on my birthday. I don't care if it's on a Tuesday. I don't care if my birthday is on a Thursday. Whatever day my birthday is on, that's the day I would like to celebrate it. So I went early so that they had a service I wanted to go to, but it was after my birthday. So my birthday is June the
Mm.
16th, and it was on a Friday. So this thing was on a Saturday. So I went before, and I'm really glad that I did. And so as I was up there, it was a very transformational, awareness, things that I needed to change about myself, things that's going to make me better, things that was hindering, things that was in the way. And one of the main reasons why I went is because a spirit of death is something that I've had to deal with since before I was born. From them wanting to abort me to, them trying to starve me to death, to them trying to put me in the oven and cook me. And my cousins used to celebrate that. Every year they would brag about how, the spirit of death would try to get me. So this birthday was monumental because none of the women live to be 60 in my immediate family. I'm talking about my mother, none of my aunts. They all died before they turned 60. So this was like really something that I had to really face, that I had been dealing with pretty much my whole life. And it was not a big deal to me. The spirit of death never just even occurred to me because I know that death is a spirit. So it's not something that I was afraid of. It was just something that I dealt with pretty much my whole life. But it was now time to break this thing. It was time to break it. And so it was the thing that really made me aware that I am the bloodline breaker in my family. And that normally the scapegoat in the family is normally the one chosen to be the bloodline breaker. That's why everything comes at the scapegoat. That's why everything comes at you. That's why everything in your life always seems so hard. That's why it always seems like you always have so many problems. And everybody always come to you with their problems and dump their problems on you because you are the one that is the bloodline breaker in the family. And so now that I kind of leaped over into this thing, I am now embracing it. And I really wanted to share that because we talk about generational curses, but we don't really understand what that really means. When your DNA is encoded in your genetic makeup and things are being passed or encoded down through your family line from fatherless children, divorce, abuse, molestation, all of those things have been encoded and passed down in your family line. And it's time for us to become aware that this is not the way that your life is supposed to be. And so those things that ran in your family now ran into you, and they cannot run any further. It stops with you. The cycle stops with you. And so I want us to think about the mindset. I want us to change our mindset of this is the winning season. I know that all sounds all great and wonderful, but there's no power in that. I want you to begin to think about being a conqueror and to conquer everything that is trying to conquer and destroy you. Everything that is coming up against you to overcome. See, when you talk about winning, then somebody has to lose. When you talk about winning, then that means you're in competition with someone. And you often hear me say, I don't have any competition because can't nobody beat me being me. Can't nobody beat you being you. You're going through what you're going through because you're not appropriating the power. You're giving in to the label that was placed on you. You're giving into the label. You are nobody's scapegoat. You're nobody's scapegoat. Yes, you're going to be talked about. I have been talked about all my life. I have been lied on all of my life. I am still here. I don't take medication for nothing. Nothing. You might see a bunch of vitamins, but you ain't going to see no medicine. For sure. And do I have things? Do I need to lose some weight and all that? Yup, I sure do. But guess what? But guess what? I don't have I don't have high blood pressure. I don't have diabetes. I don't have any of those things because I am fully aware. I'm fully aware. And I'm stepping into the fact that those things are going to stop with me. I don't eat all of that stuff like me and Dante were talking about when it comes to, those diseases, those things that ate growing up. You don't eat those things anymore. And so when you are chosen to be the bloodline breaker and you have a power that you don't know you have, people can see that and they want to destroy that. They want to destroy that. And so you have to think about why you're here, what your purpose is, and what your destiny is. We have to stop bringing children into the world that we can't afford.
Ooh.
That was a lot, huh?
Yeah, no, that was a lot, but it needed to be said. I mean, I understand that people go through situations and they bank on the other person, but it is a point in time where it's like you have to count you in. You can't be solely dependent on said person to be there all the time. Like some of this is going to take you as well. Like in a team effort, you have a part to play. Now, do they have a part to play? Yes, but at the end of the day, you have to fall back on you. Allow them to do whatever they're going to do because you can't force them. But it definitely comes down to that decision. Like, okay, well, he got us. He's going to do this. No, you have you. Because at the end of the day, you carrying this baby.
And I think that at the time for me, because I can only talk about myself, at the time, you don't think about that. When you're married, you don't think about somebody trying to destroy you. You're thinking about this person loves you. You're not thinking about, this is going to affect you down the line. This is going to affect your children down the line. You know what I'm saying? It's going to affect if you don't have a support system. Who's going to help you watch these kids while you run and go and work and do all the things that you need to do to accomplish, to walk and being the person that you were called to be. Mm-hmm. But one thing I can definitely say is that out of everything that has come up against me in my life, I have not buckled under any of it. I have not given in to any of it for the simple fact of that it doesn't matter. See, we always put a timeline on everything. We always put a timeline on everything. But do you know it takes 20 years for you to develop your own talent? That's why you go to school for so long, because it's really designed for the time for you to be knowing, what it is that you're supposed to be doing and cultivating that and becoming a master, journeying from a novice to a guru and whatever it is that you're called to do. It takes a lifetime. And when you begin to study the biographies of, wealthy people, some of them did not become wealthy until they were in their 60s and 70s. I think KFC that's why you see him with the white beard and he like in his 70s. Because it takes a lifetime to cultivate character and going through wilderness seasons and coming to the place of knowing, who you are. You know what I mean? I think that my haters, I definitely have to give them credit for me walking in my greatness. Because I'm like, Lord, I just walked in the door. I ain't open my mouth. I ain't say nothing to nobody. Why y'all got a problem with me for? You got to get real country with it. What you got a problem with me for? What did I do? All I did was walk in the door. So they kind of make you aware of, it must be something about me. It must be something about me. Like I ain't even do nothing. You know what I'm saying? And so the adversary knows. He knows. He trying to take you out at every turn. So I shared that so that you can become aware of what are the curses in your family. What are the things that's plaguing your family? We cannot keep bringing. Children are being killed at an alarming rate. Babies. Oh my God, I've never seen anything like what's happening because people can't, the pressure of trying to raise these children and this economy, the government, the lost its mind, and food prices are going up, and you still got to feed these children. They depend on you. People are losing it. So we cannot allow a predatory man to flatter us with words. Next thing you know, we pregnant, they gone. Because listen, even in the animal kingdom, they take care of their children. So what are you dealing with? What is it? It's got to be something else. It has to be. There's no way that you have somebody that claims they love you over the moon and back that will leave you to raise some children by yourself. It's got to be to destroy your future. You can't give them the satisfaction. Can't do it. You cannot give them the satisfaction. You got to come into the realization of who you are. And if I can't win against the spirit of death, that is a spirit, then what? Then I have gone from invisible to invincible. Invincible. I refuse to allow anything to destroy me. Anything and anybody. Keep talking. The words have no power in my life. Your words have no power in your life. What makes you think it has power in mine? Your prayers don't even go no further than the ceiling. What makes you think they touching me? They're not, which is why I am still here. I'm still here. Despite it all, despite everything that I have been through, my life is not consistent of or compromising of the things that I possess. Because when I leave here, I'm going to leave here the way I came, with nothing. So I could care less about what you got. Because if you don't have character, you ain't got nothing. If you ain't got God, you ain't got nothing. Nobody care nothing about your car. Nobody care nothing about your house. Nobody care nothing about your 401k. Because by the time the government gets finished with you, you ain't going to have none of that in about 5 more minutes. You ain't going to have none of it. Can you live with yourself? Can you look at yourself in the mirror and say you like who you see looking back? Because I know I can. Do you have peace?
I know a lot of people that don't. They claim that they do.
You too busy worrying about winning while you losing. I'm not in competition with nobody, especially not for no material thing. I done been there and done that. I help people get stuff. I'm not worried about that. That's not what my concern is about. My concern is fulfilling the purpose of why I was placed on this planet. And so it is important because I have children. I have grandchildren. We can't have them dropping dead before they turn 60. 60 is still young. You're not old at 60. I know y'all think 60 is old, but it's not. I have children. I have grandchildren. That thing has to be broken. It has to be broken. But you have to be aware of what's going on in your family, in your bloodline, in your DNA, on a molecular and cellular level. Because we're dealing with a lot of predatory men that operate in their reptilian minds. They're operating in an animalistic level. Anytime you can use an excuse, blame is under the curse. When somebody is blaming all the time, it's under the curse. I don't operate under no curse. I take full accountability for myself. Full accountability for the decisions that I make, good, bad, or otherwise. Because I got to live with me. And so, as someone from this generation, I'm talking to my young girls, I'm talking to my young ladies, I'm talking to the women, and I'm saying, you got too much destiny in you. You got too much purpose in you. You got too much greatness in you. You got too much in you to allow the enemy to destroy what you have not even walked in yet. And you'll never get there. Much as I love my children, I had to conquer them. I had to survive them. The adversary will use anything and anybody against you when you are destined for greatness. When you are called to greatness, you think he won't use your children against you? Think again. Think again. Your children are your Achilles heel. That's your weakness. You think he won't use them? Oh, yes, he will. That's why you have to be more than just. You got to be more than just. I love Dante dearly, but he don't validate me. My children don't validate me. Mother is a hat that I wear, and I wear it proudly. I try to be the best, absolute best mother I could possibly be to my children. Did I make mistakes? Absolutely. Am I still going to make some mistakes? Yep. I'm going to acknowledge it. If I need to apologize for it, and keep it pushing. You have too much. You have too much. You have too much going for you to submit to a label that don't belong to you. You're nobody's scapegoat. You're nobody's dumping ground. Come out from underneath that. My cousins would get together every year when my grandmother would cook this amazing food that she would cook. And they would just want to tease me and say, that's why your mother didn't want you. And that's why your mother tried to kill you. And that's why they did this to you. And that's why they did that to you. And that's why they tried to starve you. And that's why they this. And that's why they that. And I remember I was 8 years old and I was living with my grandmother. And here they come again, another year with the same crap. And I remember looking at them and I said to them, but I'm still here. I'm still here. And I'm still here. To every hater, To every person that ever lied on me about anything, I am still here because I have conquered every one of you. Everything that has come up against me, everything that has tried to destroy me. I done been homeless. I done lost everything. I done gave up everything, walked away from everything because it's not important. My destiny and my purpose is what's important. Everything. I don't care nothing about no houses and no cars that I can't take with me. Am I a woman of purpose? Am I a woman of character? Can you depend on me? Am I loyal? Do I keep my word? Absolutely I do. Can you count on me? Yes, you can. Will you get the truth from me? Every time. Do I hold grudges? No, I don't. I repent daily. Lord, cleanse me from all unrighteousness, any bitterness I have, any unforgiveness that is hidden on the inside of me. I don't want to carry it because it's going to keep me from manifesting what I need and getting to where I'm supposed to be. Don't worry about how long it's going to take you to get there. You're going to get there when you're supposed to be there. Whatever is destined for you is already yours. You got to worry about the stuff that's in your way. The things that is in your way, the stuff that's in your bloodline that is coming up against you. That's what you got to conquer, not another human being. I ain't in competition with you. No, we missed it. My life changed on that mountain. I did not come back down that mountain the same way I went up there. My life changed on that mountain. I came down with a greater purpose. I came down stepping into the fact that I'm a bloodline breaker. And I'm going to break everything that's running through my bloodline. Everything that's holding up the prosperity and the abundance that I'm supposed to leave for my children's children. That is Dante's children. My children's children. How many generations? The same amount of generations that's coming up against you right now. 3 and 4 generations. This is serious business. We cannot afford to keep bringing children in this world without the sanctity of at least having a husband. Marriage is a protection for the children. Y'all done got me excited now, Dante.
Go get it.
And meanwhile, you walking around feeling like you're not deserving and you are making somebody else's word more important in your life than what God already said about you. You can say about me behind my back, whatever it is you want to say. I dare you to say it to my face. I love God with everything that's in me, but I'm still gangster with it. Don't get punched in your face. Don't do it. Don't come in my face with that crap. Don't do it. Don't do it. They don't call me Gigi for nothing. That G, one of them G's stands for gangster. Because why? Because when you don't realize where you grow up. I talk about growing up in the projects all the time. Why? Because that's where I learned my boot camp skills. That's where my gangster comes from. That's where I learned my resilience. That's where my discernment got sharp at. That's where I was able to see who's who and who's not who. That's where I learned my boundaries from. Okay, that's where I learned my business acumen from, watching the drug dealers and how they do their stuff. You see what I'm saying? Y'all look at the bad side of everything, but being positive doesn't mean you walk around being happy all the time. Being positive means in the midst of the darkest in your life, you can see good. You can see the good in anything. And you focus on that. You focus on that. I'm getting ready to do a podcast now called The Project Chronicles, because I want young men and women to know that you got everything it takes to build an empire. You learned in the hood. You learned in the hood every skill you need. You learned it in the hood. While people looking down on you, they live on the wrong side of the track. But you couldn't walk in my shoes, not 5 minutes. Not 5 minutes could you walk in my shoes and deal with the stuff that I've dealt with. Not 5 minutes. Because it builds an inner strength. And it builds an inner character on the inside of you. And that's what people see. They see that. And they're intimidated by it. Stop trying to fit in. Bloodline breakers, we don't fit in. We ain't supposed to fit in. You know why? Because when you fit in, you lose your objectivity. I got to learn how to be a part of it, but not be a part of it. I could be in the room and still not be a part of it because I don't want to lose my objectivity. I need to keep my objectivity. If I'm all up in it, I ain't gonna see nothing. You can't see the forest for the trees. Stop trying to be accepted and find acceptance within you. Accept yourself. And then you can flow in any room with anybody. I don't change who I am according to what room I'm in. I am myself no matter who I'm around. What you see is what you get. I do not change myself for nobody. I am not a chameleon. I don't be over here with the white people acting all snooty and then go over here with the black people and talking Ebonics. I am me, period. No matter where I'm at, I'm going to be me because I am comfortable with who I am. Accept yourself. Stop trying for people to accept you. They got their own issues. They don't accept themselves. They don't like themselves. And you worried about them liking you. Stop being in competition with people. This ain't about winning. Because if you have a winner, you got a loser. This is about conqueror. Become a conqueror. Become an overcomer. Overcome everything that's coming up against you. Them folks at your job, the people that's gossiping about you. Don't you know gossip is unfounded rumors? That means it's not based in any truth. That means it's nothing. You're worried about what somebody's saying. It's nothing. It holds no weight. There's a bunch of losers that need to co-sign with each other because they don't have no power. So they need you to co-sign with this junk. They don't even know the whole story. Who sits around talking about somebody? You ain't even got the facts. You don't even know. You don't even know the whole story. What happened?
They won't even ask for the actual facts.
Say it, Dante. Don't even ask.
No, it won't. Nope. Mm-mm.
Why? Because they're cowards. They're a bunch of cowards. One thing I learned, and I learned this in the hood, I learned that gangs ain't nothing but a bunch of cowards. I learned that in the hood. Because why? I walked alone. I associated with people. I walked alone. So they was like, oh, well, if you don't want to be in our gang, you got to fight all of us. I fought every last one of them and whipped their butt, and ain't nobody bother me no more. They a bunch of punks. When people got a gang up on you, that means they have no power. When you have power, you don't need nobody to co-sign. I don't need no co-signer. I don't need nobody to agree with me. Because I'm talking to you, I'm battle tested. I've been through the fire. I am fire. I'm battle tested, tried, tested, and proven, and still standing. and trying to look cute while I'm doing it. Y'all see, I got my undercut, got my hair cut my hair for my birthday. Battle tested. I don't need no cosigner. Keep talking. People that gossip and lie, guess what? Them lies are like boomerangs. Them babies coming back on them. Why? Because you reap what you sow. You worrying about them. Don't worry about them. Ain't nothing they gonna do gonna work. And if it do work, it ain't gonna work that long. And why? Because they think they talking about me. No. You ain't talking about me. You digging a hole for you. You think I'm gonna stop and address that garbage? Not happening. I don't need no cosigner. Why do you think wealthy people always say they be around people that got the same mindset? Because don't nobody have time for that. Don't even address it. Don't give that no smoke. None. Don't pay that no mind. Let them keep talking. Let them keep burying themselves. Because why? They're your stepping stone. You need something to step on to get to where you're going. Yeah. Keep talking. Because I'm going to prove everything you saying wrong. And I ain't even got to try that hard. They're a bunch of weak losers with no power that need somebody to agree with them to make them feel validated and approved. That's what that's all about. And leave that right there. Don't even listen to it. Okay? Don't even let that hit your earlobe. Don't even, if I listened to everything that somebody said about me, I wouldn't be here.
Yeah, because not only do they listen to it, they take it to heart. Like, ain't no need. Some people's words are just that. They're just words. They don't hold any value. They have no effect other than the people that they're trying to impress by talking about you. You're the one that's the topic of discussion.
Yeah.
You're not really necessarily concerned with or about them. Again, they say it behind your back. They're not going to come and say it to your face and have actual discussion as to why they have an issue with you. No, they get in their groups, they talk their mess, and then when you walk in the room, there's a whole bunch of eye rolls and teeth being sucked. Ain't no need.
Women, I really want you to just I really want you to vet these relationships and stop. We are in a war of words anyway. Stop saying you dating somebody. See, certain things you say make you let your guard down. When you say you dating, that let your guard down. Men don't think that way. They're not looking at it as we're exclusive. It's just me and you. Unless you had a conversation about it and y'all came to the same page about it and y'all on the same definitions about it, and this is what we're doing, then we're not talking about that. But stop saying you dating somebody when he got Monday girl, Tuesday girl, Wednesday girl, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday girl, and you probably Thursday girl. That's why you ain't heard from him Monday. That's why you ain't heard from him since Sunday, because he over there with somebody else, and you think he's dating you exclusively, and he's not. He's around here scattering his seed. When men ejaculate, they lose power. They lose power. You are scattering yourself every time you're getting pregnant by these people. Every time they leave, they take a piece of you. You have got a piece of you over here, and over here, and all these other places. We are spiritual people. Y'all keep trying to just live some other kind of way. It doesn't work that way. It does not. You cannot keep having babies that you can't afford, that you don't have any money to afford, and now you trapped. You ain't got nobody to help you. You don't have no babysitter. You can't leave your children with anybody. All these people raping babies. Where do they do this at? That breaks my heart. Leave them babies alone. Raping kids at 2 years old and all this stuff. You can't leave your kids with nobody. We got to rethink how we doing things. These men are leaving these babies with you because they know it's going to destroy your destiny, your future. You got 4, 5, and 6 little babies, stair step. What you gonna do? Who gonna watch all them babies? How you gonna go get anything done and you gotta pay daycare and every dollar you make going to the daycare lady? Come on. This is a weaponization of pregnancy. Women don't just do it to men, men do it to women as well. And we got to stop thinking, oh, that's, oh, he loved me. He don't even love him. He done did this to you and Lord knows how many other people. And so, I just want y'all to understand, and I just want y'all to just put something on your mind so you can just think about it. That generational curses is more to do. It has nothing to do with kind of car you drive, kind of house you live in, how much money you have in your bank. It's the stuff that is plaguing your family, the things that are plaguing you, the poverty. Why can't you never hold on to any money? Like, what is going on? Because they know you'll be in permanent poverty. You got 7 children by 5 different men. Men don't like paying child support because they think they would rather slit their own wrist and throat because they think you taking that money to spend it on yourself. We're talking about immature, predatory, you know what I'm saying, arrested development, traumatized males. And you're falling into these traps thinking that, oh, they're not gonna be there for you, and they're not gonna be there for the child. So now there go another generation that got to deal with more of the same. You have to realize that there is something awesome about you. There's something great about you. Mm-hmm. You got to come into that realization. You got to. Because why would somebody set out to destroy you if you was nobody?
True.
You gotta be somebody. Give yourself a chance to walk in it. Give yourself a chance to walk in the destiny. Stop getting so upset about every little thing that's happening into your life and stop and ask yourself, what is it that I'm supposed to be learning from this that's going to make me better, a better version of myself? How somebody hating on you? You ain't even doing that to them. Half these people don't even know you. I am not going to lose no sleep about nobody that don't even know me. You really? Sit over there and keep talking about it. Keep thinking that. I've been dealing with this since I was a little girl. I dealt with it when I moved to Houston. Got hit, got almost ran over by a car. Got in an accident. The car slammed on the side of me. When the police officer came, he said, you know how lucky you are? He said, so many people get killed in the same spot. And if you would have seen my van, you'd have been like, why did she walk away? The whole driver's side. I shouldn't have walked away. But I'm still here. And I ended up praying on that corner against the spirit of death that had been killing other people. Now you're going to try to get me. I bet you won't. Death and life is in the power of your tongue. You think I'm going to give my power to you? Not going to happen. Especially when I see you weak. When somebody is so weak that they got to stoop down to the level of gossiping, you get some acknowledgement from me. Like, I can't even take you seriously. Because whatever it is I can say behind your back, I can say it to your face. Trust me. Trust me. If I can say it behind your back, I can say it to your face with no problem. Now come over here with it if you want to. But anyway, I just want to leave you with those words because you got to understand how great you are. You have to understand it's not about a feeling. It's about a disposition. It's just a disposition. It's a position. And that's what happens when they weaponize pregnancy against you and they get you pregnant. I think I was watching Brad Loves Judy. It's a woman that works for her. Her husband wants her to quit the job because they moved and his stuff ain't working out. The son called and he having problems or whatever. This woman is agonizing over leaving her job. Men don't do that. Men ain't gonna leave their jobs for you. They got a career, they established, they making money, and you trying to go over here and start a business, excuse me, in Los Angeles. He not gonna pack up his stuff and go. They don't, their minds don't work that way. Women will pack up and follow the man to the other end of the world. You gotta understand that the timing. That's why you gotta be with somebody that's going in the same place in direction that you going in. But if you don't know your purpose and you don't know your destiny, you don't know what direction you're going in. Destiny is about direction. And if you keep making decisions that shift in your life and you're going in the opposite of direction, or you ended up on detour on a dead-end street, every relationship ends up on a dead-end street. Every relationship ends up broken. Every relationship ends up not of what he said it was supposed to be. At what time, at what point are you going to wake up? Because why? What happens? Women get blamed for that ill society. You hear men say in these podcasts with these messed up facts, oh, single women are the worst women in the world. They are raising, these messed up men, because single women. What? First of all, brother, cause and effect. Cause and effect. The woman didn't become single by herself. Where you at?
Huh.
You're not even acknowledging your responsibility or accountability. You just skip all over that. That tells me you operating in your reptilian mind. You're operating on an animalistic level. You worrying about, because you and the woman not together no more, then you don't want to be bothered with the child. She ain't become single by herself. She ain't make the baby by herself. This is not immaculate conception. You sound like a fool. She's single because it's an effect of a cause. You abandoned your family. You neglected your children. You rejected them because she don't want to be with you no more, and your ego can't take it. So now you're going to take it out on the children and say she the worst woman, a single woman are the worst women. What? You really? You ain't taking no accountability.
Nope.
And anytime you deal with somebody who played a victim and want to blame is part of the curse. You're dealing with somebody that is lazy and love to make excuses. A bum. That's what blame stands for. A bum. Bum that's lazy and makes excuses. That's what blame is. Blame is somebody that just makes excuses, points the finger, and takes no accountability. Everything in life is cause and effect. She didn't become single by herself. What part are you playing in the co-parenting and the raising of your child? That's how you know the pregnancy was weaponized. Because he blamed you for the breakup of the relationship. And then why? Because he couldn't control you anymore. Because you wasn't going for that crap anymore. Because you wasn't letting him run up one side you and down the other side anymore. Because you were standing up for yourself. Because why? Because now you stepping into who you really supposed to be, and he can't handle it. Blame. Go ahead, Dante. Close us
No,
out.
it's just blame and accountability. When it comes down to it, again, actions will always speak louder than words. They can say they're gonna be there. They can say they love you. They can say they can do all these different things. But you need to hold people to their word. Like you said you're gonna do this. You didn't do it. Okay, that's fine. You don't have to be here. It's not a thing of you keep making excuses for them, because the more excuses you make for them, the more time you waste. And the more time
Wait.
you waste,
Woo!
the more time you waste, is you could have been doing something else
Could have been
rather than
doing.
chasing behind somebody else,
Yep.
looking after them. It's a never-ending circle. Was it Oprah who was like, when people show you who they are, believe them? No, that was Maya Angelou.
My
Like,
Angelou. Yep.
believe them when they start showing you, not their words, because their words are always going to say one thing. Do the words match the actions? Do the actions match the words? You can apologize all day, but is the behavior going to change after that? Or is it going to continue to stay the same? Like, we watched the story of Ike and Tina. Uh, that man apologized the entire movie and came back with different tactics to get back into her life. And at some point, she had enough. But again, that how much time passed with that. So make sure you guys are on the same page. No, well, I'm not sure what. Well, if you're not sure, then the answer is no. Anything other than a yes is a no, and that is it for me.
That is it. We will see you guys next week. We're gonna get to that identity thing. I just gotta condense it down to an hour. But you guys